if you had a boyfriend at the time and it was a dream holiday?
Even so.
Aren't you nice? OK, who else? Yes?
Take my cousin. We've both taken part in doing it.
Yeah.
And it might cause family arguments if you didn't.
That's a good point. Has anybody got a good sort of compromise for this situation?
Why not take your cousin as well as a friend and pay the extra money for the third person and then share it out between the three of you?
Yes, split into a third.
That's a good idea. Now, that's an excellent idea, actually. I think a round of applause for that one. None of us have thought of that one. What about another good idea? Has anybody been in a situation that's been at all similar? You? Has that happened to you?
Yes. It's not very major. I was in McDonald's and had a Trivial Pursuit card and my brother told me the answers and I won a pack of chips. And I ate them in front of his face.
So how did you vote in this moral dilemma?
Well, I thought I should go with my cousin.
Well, it is verdict time, because we have now totted up audiences' voting forms, and 78% voted for A, that they would take their cousin with them, whilst 22%, that's almost a quarter of you, voted, and you didn't all speak out, voted for ditching their cousin and taking somebody else along. So that's really quite a major percentage, really. Well, let's go to Mark and find out his thoughts on our first moral dilemma of the new series. Mark, what is at stake here?
Well, it seems to me that, if you go on holiday with your cousin, you're probably not going to have half as good a time as you would have done if you'd gone with your mate. But then again, if you cut your cousin out of the deal altogether, you're going to come across as a sort of rather selfish, stingy little cheat, really, aren't you?
Oh, charming. OK, well, in which case, how should you go about deciding what to do?
Well, apart from some of the cunning suggestions we've already heard, I think morally you've got to go with your cousin. I mean, he helped you win the thing in the first place. But probably even better is to treat the thing like a business deal. In the event of winning, agree on the terms beforehand.
Well, I wonder how many of you would have done the honourable thing at home.
Post your problem.
Yes, drop us a line to our letterbox. And thanks for all your letters since we've been off the air. Today we're concentrating on one from Grace, who's 14, from West London. And she writes, "Dear Speakeasy, I've had my periods for about a year now and they're really getting me down." You've got a lot of explaining to do, then, to all of us girls here. Why?
Well, it's like some pains, that's it, innit? I mean...
Oh, what did you want to say?
I was going to say that I don't think that we can fully understand, because we don't know what it's like. So you have to listen and understand people. But at the same time, some people do some people I know seem to have a period 365 days a year. And you're like, OK, But,
so you think the moodiness sometimes is just general to their personality?
Sometimes I think it seems to crop up more than it actually does. But,
right, OK. Well, I'm going to go to Mark on this, because it really is over to you, Mark, as our doctor on this.
Well, after all we've heard this afternoon, I think you can really understand why some people call periods the curse, can't you? But I think it's also a really useful reminder, especially to one or two of the blokes here, I might.
I turn around and he's at it, fiddling with them and squeezing them. It's gross. No kidding, Craig. It sounds revolting. Well, let's throw this one open to our audience for their thoughts. Has anybody else here had to deal with a friend with a horrible or disgusting habit that they could share with us? Lots of you.
A friend of mine cuts his fingernails and his toenails and he collects them. He's been collecting them since he was 5.
Where does he put them?
He's got a big jar of them underneath his bed.
Anybody else got a friend with a gross habit?
Yeah, my granddad's got a really bad one. He's got false teeth and he takes them out, usually, but he forgets to put them back in. So he goes around the house and he just leaves them somewhere. There's some really bad cases. I've found them in cupboards. I've sat on this pair before. But the worst one's got to be when I went to the toilet, I went to get the toilet paper and it was resting on the toilet paper.
Oh, no! What about you?
My dad, a few years ago, broke his jaw and it was quite serious. And every time he sort of shifts it from side to side, it goes crack, crack, crack. And you can play the William Tell overture on it. It's really terrible.
I think we have to stop. I mean, it seems like we could go on all day on this one, Mark.
I hope not.
But time, luckily, is running out on us for Post Your Problem this week. So we should return to more horrible habits next week.
Star Talk.
The real name of today's Star Talker is Richard East. He started rapping when he was 16 and first made his name as a DJ. Any ideas? Well, we now know him better as Mr. C.